But what we did here was we actually, when we moved into this facility, we put in fewer dog kennels. And a lot of people were kind of shocked by that. But what we were thinking at the time and what has happened is that fewer dog kennels mean less stressed animals. And the less stress an animal feels, a dog feels, the more adoptable they are. So what's happening is instead of having too many kennels with dogs that are stressed and having a hard time finding forever homes, we've got it filled with well-adjusted, happy dogs who are getting adopted quickly. So this room is turning over quicker than our old kennels were. So we're actually adopting more dogs with half the dog kennels that we had at the old facility.
And I noticed, well, earlier you said like something about them being nice and living with kids, and on these these ones, the eliminated ones, it says like their energy level, their size, and it shows like if they've lived with kids or cats. So this one, Jessie, it's right there, has lived with kids.
Exactly. So. We want to try and give as much information as we can. And we have a Make Me a Match program right here. So we've got a kiosk in the lobby, and if somebody comes in and fills out the paperwork, we ask similar questions to these, and adopters can try and match what's on the sheet to what this bottom thing has here. And that way they don't waste a lot of time looking at animals that don't really fit their lifestyle. So they can go straight to the ones that can say, oh, well, this dog has a lot of energy, and we're a high-energy family that likes to run and exercise and do things outside with our dogs. So they know exactly which dogs to go to. And it helps that process of trying to pick out the right dog. It's going to help them get adopted as well. And so what the volunteers do is they'll work with them on sit. So trying to get them to sit nicely when we open the cage. And all those things are things that will help them get adopted. But it'll also, you're asking them to do something. You're giving them a task or a job to do to keep them from getting so bored. So instead of just sitting in a cage with nobody interacting with them and them getting bored, we've got volunteers that come in every 2 or 3 hours. The dogs get out at least, I would say, 3 to 4 times a day. And then at the end of the day, a lot of times the staff will just let them out and let them run in the courtyard area, so it's kind of like a dog park. So we want them to get outside, get as much exercise. We want to give them challenges and things so they don't get so bored. And all of these things are really working to help get them adopted a lot quicker. I'm flying out of here. You can come in if you want to. I don't think that this kitty's going to escape. I still can't get used to having cats loose.
We have a cat, so we don't really visit here. We just really like to visit
the dog rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's not really a secret that I'm more of a dog person than a cat person. But I like cats too, and I think there's the right families for cats as well. So adult cats usually take a little bit longer than the dogs and the puppies and kittens. But we usually are able to find a good home for our cats. And we have volunteers that just really prefer to work with cats, so we're very fortunate. This is the playpen, and it's our most popular destination place for most people that are coming to visit the Humane Society. And as you can see, we've got kittens along here, puppies are over here, and kitten season is just now starting to crank up again. So we'll be seeing a lot of kittens, probably from here on out. We didn't have that many over the winter months, but it's time. Having you here today. I hope you enjoyed your tour of the Humane Society. I hope you'll tell all your friends to come back and visit.
Hi, I'm Mac Wallace, here at the Humane Society to do my community project. Let's go in. Hello, I'm here with Paula Church, the Community Outreach Manager. I'm going to be asking her a couple questions. 1. What is the mission of the Humane Society?
MAC, the mission of the Humane Society is to support, enrich, and improve the community by serving as an advocate for the safety and well-being of all animals. And we do that by offering low-cost health services, through low-cost spay-neuter, affordable vaccines, and we offer community outreach because we think it's really important that if we can give back to the community and help in terms of providing animals and a loving environment for people that love animals to come, then we want to help the community in that way as well.
2. When are you open?
We are open Monday through Sunday, and our Monday through Friday operating hours are noon until 6. Actually noon until 6:30, and Saturday we're 11 to 5, and Sunday we're 1 p.m. to 5. So, but our staff is here pretty early. We don't just come in. We don't show up 10 minutes before we open. We're here cleaning and taking care of the animals.
What are your services?
We provide adoptions. We provide homes for homeless animals. I think that's what we're most known for. We find forever families for our adoptable pets, and we have a low-cost spay-neuter clinic. So we think that's the most important thing you can do as a pet owner is to have your animal spayed and neutered. So we want to offer those services to the public at an affordable price. We also have a low-cost vaccine clinic where we do all of your regular routine yearly medical preventative care that you need. And then the third component is our outreach department. We work with all of Greenville County schools, a lot of public, a lot of private schools. We do on-site job training for special needs students. So I think we do a lot more than the public realizes that we do.
4. How many dogs and cats do you usually have?
Typically there's about 140 animals here at all times. So as soon as we adopt one out, we are able to bring another one in. So we try to stay right at capacity, which is somewhere around 145.
How many pets are usually adopted in a week?
Usually, a regular week for us would be about 100 to 120 pets a week. We did have a week during the holidays where we did over 200 pets in 1 week.
Cool.
So we do a lot of adoptions.
How many pounds of food do the animals eat in a day?
Oh gosh, that's a really good question. Let's see, 140 animals. I would say we have to go through at least 50 pounds of food a day, probably more than that. So, because our food comes in bags of 50, and of course the adult dogs, the puppies, and the kittens, and the adult cats all eat different food. So it can easily be maybe even 100 pounds of food a day. It's a lot. I'll have to get back with you and give you an exact number. That's a great question. That would be a good guess. That's 50 to 100 pounds a day.
What are the biggest challenges of the operation?
The biggest challenge that we have here at the Humane Society is making sure the animals stay healthy. For us, the health of the herd is very important because if one gets sick, it's kind of like students at school with an upper respiratory infection or kennel cough. It's a viral infection, and if one of our animals gets sick, it can spread through, particularly the puppy room, quite fast. So I would say health of the animals is our #1 concern. So cleanliness and making sure that all viruses are killed.
Have you ever adopted an animal here?
I have. I've actually adopted 4 from here over the last 3 years. So they make great pets. I think, especially the adult dogs, I think a lot of times they know that they've been given a second chance at life. And I think a lot of people would be surprised too to know that about 25% of the animals that we adopt here are purebreds. So 3 of the pets that I've adopted are actually purebred animals.
Cool. What is your favorite part of your job?
I do love my job. I think the best thing about my job is I get to work with kids and puppies. So, and to me, it doesn't get any better than that. So, if you can work with kids and puppies, and I don't have to wear heels to work, I can wear jeans, I don't have to dress up. So, those are all my favorite parts of my job. So.
what is your least favorite part of your job?
My least favorite is the long hours. I feel like I'm here a lot. So I work with the volunteer programs and the education programs. And if people want to come in and help with community service, or if they want some kind of educational program, I have a hard time saying no, because I want all the people to be able, I want everybody to get that information. So it puts me here a lot. But hopefully at the end of the day, it's left an impact on somebody too. So that makes it a little bit easier.
Okay, and one last thing. Could we have a tour of the society?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you ready? So this is the lobby area, and when we've been in this facility for about 10 months now, and when we moved here, it kind of gave us an opportunity to look at other rescues across the country and see what we want it to be. And one of the things that we found out in our research is that about 70% of the American public does not have any interest in coming into a rescue facility, because they have these preconceived notions that it's institutional, or that it's depressing, that it smells bad, all the things that you think of when you think of an animal shelter. So this, for us, had to be inviting and creative and bright and make people feel like that this is a very welcoming and fun place to be. And we hope we've accomplished that. So we've incorporated our retail, because that's a way, that's been a good cash stream for us to help with our animal programs. It's kind of a community service to shop here, because you can shop here, get pretty much whatever you would need at a regular pet store, save money, and then all the money that we earn goes back to the animal programs. So this is
like it how it has like dogs and cats, and then they're a rabbit, and with their names like Ollie and Misty and Simpson and Cricket.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite animal? Which one do you like?
I think I like Samson.
You like Samson's very cool. Yeah, he's a great dad. He's really cool. These are all actually stock photos that Irwin Penland they're an ad agency, and they did the design for us pro bono. We're there, which means they didn't charge us to do the design, which was wonderful, because that kind of community support is really what helped us, help make us achieve our dream of this being a bright and friendly and fun place for people to come in. So all the animals on here are stock photos, but they're actually named after pets that people at Irwin Penland owned. And if you notice the outside of the building, those are actually animals that were adopted in the Humane Society. So that was Parker and, gosh, I can't think of the cat's name right now, but those were Humane Society animals. These are the surgery areas. They're in the process of cleaning, but this is the surgery suite where we do spays and neuters on public animals. So it's like if you had a pet that you wanted to bring in and have spayed or neutered, we keep them separated because we don't have a medical history on our rescue pets, so we don't want to cross-contaminate or expose. We talked about health being important, so we did keep those areas separate. And then that's a little dog that he's waiting. He can't wait for his owner to come and get him. Here, remember we were talking about health of the animals? This is our isolation room. So if an animal develops upper respiratory, anything that can spread throughout the puppy room, we get them out of there and put them in an isolation room as soon as possible. And then our foster manager tries to find foster families that will come and keep them during the time that they need their medication. So we provide the meds, the food, the crate, everything they need to care for the animal. And it's really better for them to get out of here and recuperate in a home, because here they're just in that smaller room with other sick animals. In a home, not only do they get better quicker, but we learn a lot about their personalities that's going to help them get adopted. So a lot of times we find out that they do get along with other animals, or they don't, that they're like kids, or that they don't. All of those are things that are going to help them get adopted. So, so that's the isolation room, and we keep it off limits. Only one person can go in or out. They have to make sure that they change their scrubs and that they've washed really well, so that they're not going to expose any other animals here to anything that they might have been exposed to in there. So we take our isolation rooms pretty seriously. If the public wants to have an animal groomed, they can make an appointment with Lisa, our groomer, And for us, you know, we want to be able to provide the services that pet owners need. And I think sometimes, you know, it's important for people to remember that when they adopt an animal with a long coat that requires maintenance, that they need to know what they're getting into and know that they're going to require a visit to a groomer at least, you know, in some cases once a month. So we like to be able to provide the services that people need, and Lisa does a great job. This is our volunteer workspace, and you know, and one of the themes you'll keep hearing is that cleanliness is so important, and this room is really kind of the backbone of all of our operations, because this is where we do about 12 to 1,500 dishes every single day. We wash about anywhere between 40 and 60 loads of wash every single day, and we go through a stack of about 6 to 8 feet of open newspaper. So if our staff had to do all of those tasks, there wouldn't be a whole lot of time left for the animals, or we'd have to hire so many more people. I actually did the math on our volunteers. We have about 250 active volunteers that donated, I believe it was 45,000 hours of volunteer service last year, and I figured that up if we were paying staff members at minimum wage, and it was somewhere around $250,000 that it would cost the Humane Society just in labor to perform those tasks. So our volunteers are invaluable to us. We couldn't do what we do without them.